right? This is a humbling moment. You gotta take it as me being me. Or you can take a huge lesson from this. Let your feelings show. Because they're not gonna hurt you. They are not gonna hurt you. And even those who try, I will help them. I will ensure they come nowhere near your heart. Because that's my job. And you shouldn't feel angry at me or embarrassed. But you do.
No, you don't. You got something else.
What is it?
I'm just scared. That's what I'm feeling.
Why do you talk to them about it? Because if you don't talk to them about it, they're going to be talking to you about how controlling I am. You see my point now? It's when you live life like this, you can't run from people. It's either you don't exist to them at all, or they're going to have questions, and that's the life you chose. And every moment that you act like you didn't choose it, they feel like you didn't choose it, and then they look at me and think that I chose it for you. And then they doubt your intelligence, which you then can't offer to them. You face your fear, you save lives. That's how it works. Ownership of choice. Go ahead, get pissed at me. Get pissed at me, that's fine. How angry was I at you every time you made me leave the house? Every time we went to the park?
Yeah.
Every time you made me put down the inappropriate videos on the internet? How angry was I at you?
The inappropriate videos on the internet.
For me. It's your turn to trust that I know what's best for your heart, the way that you knew what was best for mine. And as embarrassing, as difficult as this is, and the world is going to rebel and freak out over this, it is your turn to be the best you, because you deserve that before they ever get to know you. And this is going to be the quickest, most reflective way for you to get where you want to be. Because you say to me, you want this openness, but then all you try to do is hide, like I used to do. And I'm not even helping you right now. If you don't want to help yourself, then let me know, and you're no longer involved in this. And there's nothing wrong with that. It's not a matter of pressure, Kate. Caitlin, they will side with you either way. Do you understand that?
Yeah.
Whether you're the good guy or the bad guy, the power is in your hands.
I just want you to be quiet right now.
So let them win. That's great.
No,
that's how it goes.
I'm gonna talk to them now. You said I need to talk to them, so I'm gonna talk to them now.
Yes, and you're gonna control the scenario. You're gonna give them what you think they want to hear, and you're gonna ruin my life, just like everyone before you.
Oh my God!
Just like Josh wants to go, because everyone wants to spin the story so it fits them, and I'm the only freaking person on the planet that actually gives a crap about someone other than myself. And if you are not that person, prove it by stop trying to throw me under the bus with your manipulative behavior. Because I am done being thrown under the bus. I'm not throwing you under the bus. I'm helping you avoid it by not engaging in that behavior right now. You asked for this. Take it or leave it. I'm not forcing you into it. It is your choice. You're still sitting there. If you were embarrassed enough that you didn't want this, the camera would already be off because I know you. You're trying to convince people that it's not your choice so that you can continue to hide. A behavior adapted from someone very, very ill from your past. It's your choice. Turn the camera off. Or realize that you're already ready to face your fears. And you're only destroying us further by stalling time and pretending like everything's okay when it's really not. Our relationship is in shambles. I didn't want that to be on camera. This is the scenario we have in hand. Whether I made a mistake right now or not, whether you made a mistake right now or not, this is now the hand we have in this moment.
Yeah.
We can break down or we can work together. Do you want me to come over there and talk with you? Or are you ready to have your own voice? Because this is what you continue to ask me for. But every time I offer it to you, you make me look like a criminal, like everyone else used to. Do you understand that?
Yes.
You have been my greatest friend. You're turning into my greatest enemy. So I'm putting you on the chopping block because I am not going to have you, the person who saved my life, turn into my worst enemy because you don't want to face reality. I'm ready to face reality. I've been a scumbag, but I'm not being one right now. Done with it.
Mm-hmm.
I deserve the truth. And so do they. And so do you. But right now, all the control is in your hands, which is exactly what you've asked for our whole relationship. So you have it. This is what comes with it.
I don't like the word crazy because I feel like I'm crazy.
You are crazy. You're living
That's
with him.
why I don't like the word crazy. Trolling Revolution. Question for Caitlin. What are your favorite hobbies?
Katie?
Yeah.
Emotional manipulation. Very smart troll. Win you over. Ask you what you want to be asked. They played me like a fiddle. I'm here to guard your heart from the enemies that crawl out of the dark and seek to consume your freaking soul. They might be a 14-year-old boy or a 40-year-old woman. It doesn't matter their shape, size, race, color. You think you can handle it, and so does everybody else. So did I. I'm humble enough to admit that I can't control the way the internet works. You still think you can. If you don't want this life, opt out. I will take all of the crap that comes with what I've just done because I'm ready and willing to own my own life. Or you want a life with me and you're ready to admit, you're ready to own up. Because if you're half of my life, then you're ready to take on half of the problem that I created. It's not, you didn't create it. It's not your problem, and it doesn't have to be. It's never going to be your responsibility. But it's the gift that you give in return for a life with the person you love. Me coming and settling down.
Yeah.
The gift I give you because I want you in my life. Planting the roots that I never wanted. Because you're the best thing that will ever happen to me. But I'm a tough dude. And I'm willing to do whatever it takes. I look at this. Look what I'm doing right now. Oh, are you at risk? No. You're the victim. Correct?
No, because
No,
the victim mindset is not a good mindset to be in.
And I'm not patronizing. I'm not patronizing. I'm saying in this scenario, as the public will see it, you're a victim. But you're not because you're a strong woman who's hiding your strength. So while you think you're protecting yourself, you're actually hurting people who could really appreciate the openness and vulnerability you have if you're afraid of being hurt. And you refuse to trust and count on me because my track record says you shouldn't. And that's completely understandable. But I am trying to poise myself in this scenario to sell to you the fact that I will always have your back and I will stand while the archers shoot their arrows with my arms wrapped around you and it shoots into my back. This is what's happening right now. Is that you are completely safe while I look like a complete enemy. In public. In public, Kate. Because I love you. Not because I want to freaking control you. This is how we defeat this destructive attitude of all these evil people trying to control young women like you. You deserve your freedom. Your freedom doesn't come through me. Your protection comes through me. Your freedom comes through yourself. Facing your fears. You're only sitting behind the camera because you're afraid to be in front of it. But as soon as you sit in front of it, people see you, they love you, and you know it's where you want to be. I don't have to convince you of that. They like you way more than they'll ever like me. And we both know that. And I love you.
I love you too.
So if you need to say no, and you can go wherever you want to go, we'll figure out a way. Or you're ready to face the world that I've created with me, alongside me. No one's forcing you. I love you either way. I'm there for you either way. You're either ready to face this or I shut it off forever right now. And I will shut it off forever right now because you will always come before them. Because without you, there is no them anyway. You are in control. I willingly give it to you because you
Run, Forrest, run.
got control than I am. But you're scared, and it's causing you to act irresponsibly, which then throws me off kilter, and I can only, and then I'm not doing well by then. We had a decent broadcast here, right? Helped a lot of people in ways they might not even understand. We can do that every day, or we do more good by shutting it off for good. We're not going to ever know, Kate, but life happens with choices. I didn't make a choice for you by putting you in front of that screen.
No.
Because it's your life. And although your environment did pressure you heavily to make choices you weren't ready to make, you still could have said no.
Yes, I could have.
Just like I could have said no to leaving my stable apartment to move into the car with you.
Yes, you could have.
I didn't choose a what. I chose a who for the first time in my life. And my goal is to be with that who. Because if I'm not with you, how am I really ever going to help anybody else? Do you need me to turn it off for good? I will. I love you more than anything.
I love you too.
You tell me what you need, and it is exactly what happens now. They don't exist right now. They don't. Drown it out.
4 hours ago.
They exist. They matter in your world. But for 2 seconds, Kate, me and you are right here. The exact thing that you need happens the moment it comes off your lips.
Hey.
Regardless of what it is you feel, speak those feelings. Don't try to layer it. Don't try to lie to me. What you need is what happens now. You saved me either way. So, just tell me. It's done. My heart's free when it's with you.
I say we stay.
Here's what I'm going to say to the real people in the room. Let those who lack faith, hope, love, let them focus on whatever reality they choose to embrace. I don't have time for it anymore. This is the life I chose. Life I keep. Promise I keep to you. We can all agree Caitlin didn't know the promise she made. That's fine. I'm not going to speak for her. Things have been a little rough. I'm gonna keep being the good guy I promised I'd be. I'm gonna let people think what they want, ask as they please, whatever it takes. That's fine. Make me your enemy. I'll never be your enemy either way. You'll be your own enemy. But for those of you who see me for who I am, what I'm doing, not what the goals are, but what the behavior creates, is honesty, transparency, authenticity, without question. All the evil people that drove me into the dark, that's over. The day has come. Am I terrified? Absolutely. There'd be something wrong with me if I wasn't friggin' scared. You know, I mean, I'm not even looking at the comments because I can't hold it at the same time. But we'll mull through it when Caitlin gets back, if Caitlin gets back. But, you know, the fact of the matter is, fear is worth it. You know, having a little courage is worth it. And sometimes, either intentionally or unintentionally, a scenario is created where fear, faith, courage, whatever comes about, is kind of put at the forefront without our permission. And while we spend our time trying to find someone to blame, which is what I did when I hopped on the internet and no one told me the monsters that were hiding under the bed, I looked for everyone else to blame. And I spent 5 years doing that. 4 years, 3 years, somewhere around there. Spent a long time trying to find someone to solve my problem. Guys, I'm a big person, big ego, personality, whatever the heck it is that I am.
No, he's not live.
But for the last time, you're going to call me dishonest.
You're dishonest.
You wanted the truth, here it is. That's the truth. Is that the way, Caitlin? By the way, I did not talk about anything specific while you were on. All right? Guys, making a mountain out of a molehill. Caitlin feels this is a mountain. It is a molehill. Molehill. The behavior, though, that is coming from the molehill is one hell of a mountain, one that can't be climbed. So sometimes you have to let things be what they are, small, important, and fragile, yet small, in order to conquer them. Because those that instill fear in your heart, they spend every minute trying to convince you how big of a problem things are, or that things are bad. Well, let me tell you, when we brought my buddy up here, greatest of intentions were not involved. Do I know for sure where that's going? Nope. But the buck stops here. And I think the drama can finally be complete and not continue. And although there's a lot of people in this party who believe it's going to, even if it does, it's going to transform into something totally different than it's ever been. And it's going to move into a position.
He is not the joy we're looking for.
So, you know, maybe YouTube shuts our channel down, or, you know, there's a million different fears that we could entertain. Guys, I'm going to know based on how the public responds to this, whether I'm on the right track or the wrong track. But guys, I made a choice to be the internet's baby, right? I decided to know better. My two choices were to give it up, get a regular job, be done with it all, and just lay down and die. Or own up to all of the mistakes that I made, the drama I inappropriately created. This drama here, guys, it is a reappropriation of the actual situation. It's a correction of the course. It is, I created so many problems that the problems created problems. So now, those problems must be corrected in order to get the initial problem, and then solve that. And then maybe we move forward, if I'm lucky enough to be alive at that point. Because after what you saw right there, can't exactly say there's a lot of people that like me, but I know that you're out there. So if you're out there, your support is appreciated. Caitlin's fearful. You're instilling that fear. As you believe you're creating solutions, you're actually creating problems. Don't create problems. Realize that hiding in the dark doesn't help anyone. Anyone. Who? You, me.
Well, I wasn't listening to you. I was trying to get to the
It's fine. You don't have to get the. I'm saying. I'm looking at you. This is all very difficult. The way you do it is having the ability to separate yourself while in complete public. That me and you are sitting here. Oh, sure, they hear our voices, they hear our words. Do they know our communication? They don't have to. Just like we don't hear. Regardless of how much it destroys certain parts of certain people's realities, it helps them see the fact that the only way they can move forward in a healthy way is learning how to drown out the noise that is, a thin wall away. Like now we find out living in this apartment that the noise is a thin wall away and you can't get away from that. And just, how do I say it? Drowning it out and then thinking no one else sees your problems. It's just not real. We choose to ignore one another's problems. And then when we ignore one another's problems, we ignore one another completely. It's a very destructive, selective society of people who say they're good, but continue to do bad, just like I used to do. If you're Caitlin, you're 19. You want to take on the world with me? You're welcome to. But I mean, it's literally David and Goliath. Like, if things go the way I'd like them to go, meaning that I can help the people that I can, this molehill does turn into a mountain one day. But we grow fast enough, remain authentic enough, that when it's a mountain to others, because it's a mountain to some of these people right here, but to some people, they see, they're like, why is everyone freaking out? It's not the most appropriate situation, but they're like, I kind of get what's going on. Like, why is everyone freaking out? It's not the most appropriate situation, but they're like, I kind of get what's going on. How do I put this? When the real mountain comes, if we can manage to handle it, it's a molehill to us. And then when we make it a molehill to us, other people realize it should be a molehill to them. But the problem is people who live in fear, who have all this, they're so afraid. They look at it and they say, oh my gosh, well, this happened, so these 14 other things must be happening too. What did I do with Josh? What did people do with me? One little discrepancy that was a personality trait or a behavior or a pattern, something they didn't understand, led them to destroy lives. Right? I'm afraid of Josh. Do I really need to be? No. Why am I? Because I allowed to train my behavior to match the fear of the people who were afraid of me before, for no real good reason. You shouldn't be afraid of me. I'm not afraid of you. Think of it this way. I just put all the power in your hands. Wouldn't it be natural for me to be afraid of you? I trust you, because with trust, fear isn't an obstacle anymore. It still exists. But if we're going to lead this future, all of us here, right? It's not a cult thing. It's not it's a movement. It's an idea. It's called feet peace. It's called feet peace. Bringing your feet to peace. Resting your feet. Relaxing. Not the same thing. It means doing the footwork in such a way that you can calm your mind. Because we now live in a nation, at least in America, where most people can't even think straight. We can't go 5 minutes with an attention span. It's not healthy. the way I'd like them to go, meaning that I can help the people that I can. This molehill does turn into a mountain one day, but we grow fast enough, remain authentic enough, that when it's a mountain to others, because it's a mountain to some of these people right here, but to some people, they see, they're like, why is everyone freaking out? You know, it's not the most appropriate situation, but they're like, you know, I kind of get what's going on. How do I put this? And then when we make it a molehill to us, other people realize it should be a molehill to them. But the problem is people who live in fear, who have all this, they're so afraid. They look at it and they say, oh my gosh, you know, well, this happened, so these 14 other things must be happening too. What did I do with Josh? What did people do with me? One little discrepancy that was a personality trait or a behavior or a pattern, something they didn't understand, led them to destroy lives. Right? I'm afraid of Josh. Do I really need to be? No. Why am I? Because I allowed to train my behavior to match the fear of the people who were afraid of me before, for no real good reason.
Good morning.
You shouldn't be afraid of me. I'm not afraid of you. Think of it this way. I just put all the power in your hands. Wouldn't it be natural for me to be afraid of you? I trust you, because with trust, fear isn't an obstacle anymore. It still exists. But if we're going to lead this future, all of us here, right? It's not a cult thing. It's not it's a movement. It's an idea. It's called feet peace. It's called feet peace. Bringing your feet to peace. Resting your feet. Relaxing. Not the same thing. It means doing the footwork in such a way that you can calm your mind. Because we now live in a nation, at least in America, where most people can't even think straight. We can't go 5 minutes with an attention span. It's not healthy. And while 98% of the people in this broadcast right now, the last thing on their mind is their own attention span, that's the exact problem. We are so sold emotionally on drama, on products, and all of these things that make you a consumer. Buying things. Buy. As you think you're winning by having an opinion.
Oh shit! Hang on.
On the scenario that helps to create authenticity between myself and my partner, which is our personal life. In your mind, you believe because you're watching it on screen, that somehow you're involved, and that it's your opinion to have in our lives. It's your opinion to have in your life. We live in a society now where we believe we can step into
this is on
house
YouTube
and tell them how to run their household. Now, there's obviously levels to that. But being inappropriate or rude or whatever is very different than just being bad. And so while 90%, guys, take it this way. I'd say a good 60% of the people who have a negative opinion on the scenario that just occurred, I'd say about 60% of them are doing something completely illegal, let alone inappropriate, in their personal life. That's causing them to lash out because they want to find an outlet. So when you find that outlet, you don't face your
No, this is on YouTube. I'm showing YouTube right now.
Because I got problems. So let's make Jimmy face his problems so we don't have to. And it's never really a healthy situation for anybody. So the lesson I think we should all take from this, for those of you still paying attention, that have the intelligence to, not be bought over by that false emotion, the popularity, I want you to Google the Lollapalooza effect and run with it. Realize that hiding in the dark is not going to be an option in the very near future. And those of you who believe that you still are, because you use DuckDuckGo or you go on the dark web or whatever the heck that I don't even understand or care about, people that are hiding,
it's Duck Duck Goose.
They're not hidden at all, because Google is the modern age decider of society. There's nothing wrong with that. Everyone's so afraid of it. Oh my gosh, the big power. Watch out, the big hand. Guys, if I didn't have Google, I never would have learned about my illness. If I didn't have YouTube, I wouldn't have found you. I wouldn't have found a purpose. I was a displaced foster child, found his way through the world with mental illness, and this little device right here, this platform right here, saved my life before any human being ever tried. And while every human being, I'm very grateful for the people in my life who helped raise me, but that which helped me gain control of my immediate self, you're watching me on it, believing that it has nothing to do with your future. That although it decides what you see, you're in control. Guys, I'm not in control here. I'm not. I love that. Thank you. Thank you. So you're so worried about how Caitlin feels. She's learned to be so hyper-productive and emotionally secure and know how to conquer herself, which I helped to teach her. But really, she always had it in her. She's already on point. And not for me. It's not. Caitlin, if we separated right now, would you be 100%?
Yes.
It's not non-emotional. It's not faking it. It's just learning how to double down on what's already working, trade out the things that aren't, and being appropriately emotional, not non-emotional. All right? It's not being a narcissist, a psychopath, or a manipulator. That's what it looks like for people who don't understand what's going on. But for the maybe 3 people watching this broadcast who get it, or the 3 people who are seeing this broadcast a month from now who get it. I don't know how many people are going to get this. But I'm done writing people off.
Yep.
That's the whole point. Guys, I'm finally going to say this because I'm done thinking that I'm the smartest guy in the world and I have all the answers. I got a boatload of problems. Thank you.
No.
Yet I have so many more solutions for myself. But the thing that everyone can relate to on that is how authenticity, truth, and self-exploration can lead to a better future for yourself. And all the people that are just focused on the emotions are going to continue to be bought and sold because of their emotions. And those are the people that I'm here for.
Oh, yeah, we are.
People that need us. So, we're not ready. You're not ready. But this is obviously happening.
Wow.
Welcome to Fate Base. Anticlimactic, and that's why I can make a joke out of anything, because life is good. And guys, I'm always open in the DMs.
There you have it.
Teddy loves tug-of-war. In his lifetime, he'll pull hundreds of tons. That's why he needs a tailored recipe from ICYMI to help him stay fit.
I'll be back.